A lot of people watch their games, they see the stats, they know who has what goals, how many assists, but the one thing a lot of people don't get to see, and I get to see, is at night when most normal people are getting ready for bed, these guys are getting ready for practice. When most people are in bed trying to think how they're going to remove the snow in the morning, these guys are practicing in it. And they could use that as an excuse, they could complain about it, but instead, they decided to turn it into this.
New Hampshire coming in, you know, they're one of the only two unbeatens left. They had some close games in March, but they've been pretty comfortably winning their games throughout.
Let's go! This is the start of our undefeated season! Live free!
New Hampshire is led by head coach Scott Eiseman.
Now it's a 0-0 game. New Hampshire's going to see if they have what it takes to get over the hump.
The fucking toughest guys on this field. Every ground ball, every hit, every single fucking play, we're going to make it. Boys in blue are going home with a W today.
You never know what you're going to get out of these Northeastern teams when you're in the MCLA because they start so much later than everyone else. All these California teams get going in January. You're not getting outside in January in New Hampshire, so.
I wake up at 3:30 or 4 in the morning. I drive an hour to work, then I drive 1 to 3 hours to practice. Then we practice for about 2 hours, then I turn around and drive about an hour home. So it's taken me 6 hours of driving time to get to a practice in a single day. Those hours definitely have added up over 8 years, and I just want to tell these guys it's been worth every mile I've driven. I can have the craziest day and it can be the worst day ever. I can drive 3 hours and the second I pull into practice, everything is back to normal. It's just right. It's where I'm supposed to be. There are hundreds of coaches out there who are better at the X's and O's of the game. They know a lot more than I know about the game, but I can promise you one thing, no coach in this country loves his players more than I do. I just want them to play, and I feel like every level you go up in life in a sport, the one thing that's stripped away is fun. There's a famous quote from Miles Davis. He said, "It took years to learn to play like myself." And my goal here, I just don't want to overstructure coaching. I just want guys to use their skill set, go out there and play their style, not think. My job's to think, their job is just to play. And so far that's been working. I am proud to say that in the 8 years at UNH, we made the playoffs all 8 years. We won a CLC championship, and that was the first one ever. Honestly, that stuff doesn't even mean anything to me. I just want these players to love the game, love each other as much as I do. I think this year really summed up what UNH Lacrosse has been. It's been full of adversity, and this year especially I've been preaching adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it. And this year they've gone above and beyond with the COVID situation. They've been fighting just to practice together, and that shows just how strong the culture is here. The other day I was debating, what are we doing? Should we just cancel this season? I showed up to practice, and I believe we have 42 guys on the roster, and 37 of them were at a practice during a season where we know we're not going to play in any games. So I immediately realized the reason I'm here is because of these guys. I always preach to the guys that on this team we never lose. We either win or we learn. And I think that Cal Poly game in Utah was a perfect example of UNH Lacrosse and what I always hoped it would be. We were down by 7 or 8 goals at half, and we ended up coming back and winning in overtime.
Cal Poly off and running, 6:19 remaining in the first. New Hampshire's got to find an answer on the offensive side. They're playing a lot of defense right now, and Cal Poly is just playing with a ton of confidence, as you mentioned. And right now, New Hampshire can't let this game get away from them.
Cross crease pass, fighting through all the trouble. Joshua Rotman, skip pass. There's a shot and the goal, and they're right back in this one. Anthony Gallo
That's an easy save. Oh, great play.
And that's not giving up on the play as Andrew Mitchell snatches that one out of the air. And there's a shot from the outside. Rotman doing it all himself. He's inside fighting through everybody. And the wrench is out. Savage using that size to his advantage. Back in the game. And there you have it, another goal. And just like that, the lead is down to 2. And there's another one. That's 3 in a row from New Hampshire. And on the crease for a second. And throws the BTB and buries it. That is a massive momentum goal, Coach. And turns the corner, and Young ties the game at 9.
Now it's a 0-0 game. New Hampshire's going to see if they have what it takes to get over the hump.
Looking to turn, takes one in the helmet. No call, but he scores the goal, and there you have it. They get the victory, complete the 5-goal comeback.
I'll never forget the midnight practices in the field house. I'll never forget watching these guys run sprints through snow in the middle of winter at midnight. I'll never forget the pool parties we had all over the country, the games we won that we shouldn't have won. I'll never forget homecoming weekends, team meetings, burying things on the hill. I'll never forget the halftime speeches, the games that we were down but never out. I'll never forget the countless times we shocked the nation. I'll never respect another group of individuals the way I respect these guys. I just want to thank all the past players, the current players. You guys have made this past 8-year experience the greatest experience of my athletic career. I'm proud to be a Wildcat.
Hey, let's go! Hey, family on 3! 1, 2, 3!